Let's break down the new special jumping check-in once again.
7K Dreamer please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure this video for the new jumping check-in event is highly anticipated. So without further ado, let us check out what this new one has for us. Remember to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for many more helpful guides to come and for you to progress well. Like the previous video, I'm gonna break down the jumping check-in board once again into all the different segments and go through one by one. So we will start with the yellow section, which is an insane freebie, and that is the level 50 plus 10 Awaken Special Hero Selector. As it turns out, selecting a hero isn't that easy, so instead of telling you exactly what you should or should not get, I will recommend you a thought process. The first thing to consider is whether you lack any essential heroes who should be at level 50. The three main heroes include Taka, Rachel and Teo, and Yeonhee, but she isn't in this selector. If you don't have them, it will be highly advisable to get them because they are very useful heroes at level 50, with Taka and Teo having backline DPS potential in PvE modes. Taka is your single target DPS for World Boss, Guild Raid, Guild Dungeon, and can even take on some smart mode flaws with his 5-man AoE skill. Note that Taka is the only one here with the first acquisition bonus, so that is why it's very valuable for you to get heroes like Rachel, who will require you to actually have 8 copies in order to get to level 44 minimally if you build her from scratch. Also, I understand that most players may already have a level 40 copy of Taka or level 44 or even level 46. If that's the case, I would encourage you to just try to acquire more copies of him from other sources like Fuse Point selectors and save these precious selectors for useful heroes who you still do not have. Also, another thing to note is that the highly anticipated Mythical Awakened Shane could very well replace Taka, but she'll probably arrive 1 month later, so if you're gonna drag out your progress for 1 month, by all means. If not, you may still want to get Taka for the time being to help you clear World Boss minimally to build up your PvE arsenal. Getting Teo will help you a great deal in clearing Growth Dungeon and Smart Mode flaws. These three are what every new and returning and progressing player have to clear as soon as possible. A pity Yeonhee isn't in the selector because she will be one of the best to pick as well. So if you have all these already, what is left? The next tier of heroes are what I call support specialists because they are all support heroes with different skill effects that make them part of a very essential core for your PvE team, and for some heroes, even for PvP as well. Amelia, Ace and Eileen are basically used 90% of the time, so this trio is something that you want to prioritize. We also have Chris, Rin, Platine, Clemith, Palinus, and Ares. I've also placed the minimum level they are going to be useful at, so heroes who are minimally useful at level 34 means that you only require their passive skill on the field, but at this level you can limit break them to increase their utility. Heroes who are minimally useful at level 44 means that you need to unlock their exclusive items fully for them to fulfill their maximum potential. I have also put what role they play very clearly so you can see which aspect of the team you lack. Again, note that they are good enough at those respective levels, so if you feel that you can actually achieve those levels through other means of getting these heroes, then skip them for this level 50 selector. It is ultimately your choice. So if you already have all the above, then you have two options here. Option A and option B. Option A would be that you may start looking at PvP heroes because level 50 is the goal, isn't it, for PvP heroes. Some of them were mentioned earlier like Palinus, Rin and Tara and Yeonhee. Other really good ones include Battery, Mercure and Colt for speed teams, as well as Karma, Rudy and Jay for tank teams, which is really heavily nerfed right now. Exploit vulnerability here means that all the skills with this effect will actually have guaranteed hit and will do extra damage. What I'm suggesting now is purely based on the current meta. PvP meta always changes, so that is why I'm not recommending you to pick PvP heroes first. Even if you have a level 50 PvP hero from the get-go, without proper equipment obtained via PvE, it will be very tough for you to progress in the arena. Then what is option B? That would have to be to choose Zillans and or Wukong to prepare for their Mythical Awakening. I mean, I'm sure the developers are giving out these for a reason and to get players back in time for the Mythical Awakening, so you can definitely opt for these two, but who knows, they may be nice in future and even give you a free Zillans or Wukong to build. Next will be the raid section for PvP items. Here we have 4 fully transcended plus 10 perfect raid items. For a new returning player, this will be very useful to quickly slap it on your PvP hero and quickly head into arena and neglect everything else, right? But did you know with these 4 plus 10 raid items, you are essentially holding on to 8 dragon items. Dragon items are the best PvP items in this server, and how can you get them? Simply by using item salvage again. To get 2 plus 7 copies, synthesize them away for 2 awakened dragon items with identical substat. So for the progressing player, this is a very useful freebie to further your craft and work towards getting maximum speed in arena. For a visual demonstration on how to get more of such premium dragon items, check the video I have linked above. So what exactly is the best substat to pick? I would say if you don't have at least 6 dragon books and or spears right now, I would suggest picking speed. It is the most preferable substat for you to progress in arena fast for some weekly ruby income. Why is HP armor less recommended? Well, mainly because the increase in HP from a max raid HP armor is not very much different from a max 7 night HP armor. Furthermore, in arena, HP is presumably halved, so this difference is even smaller. So you can actually use 7 night HP armor, 4 lot HP armor just for the beginning, and you don't really have to look into using raid HP armor at all. Next, we will look at the blue section, which are your PvE items. You have 4 fully transcended plus 10 revolutionary items given to you, and if you watch my previous video on how to rapidly progress in PvE, you will know that this essentially means you have just gotten a lifetime's worth of PvE equipment already if you do siege defense. So my recommendation for new and returning players here are to get 1 Little Ryan Sword for Taka, 1 Crit Hero Bow for Spinner, 2 Elisha HP armor for 90% of your PvE heroes. So why do I have such a selection? Because if you utilize item salvage well, you will see that by getting 1 plus 10 Little Ryan Sword, you are actually getting 6 plus 5 copies of it if you break it down. And if you want to know the subsequent way of building all these to plus 10 super easily, just go check out my previous episode of Aragon Always Assist, where I present to you a fast and mind-blowing method if you haven't figured it out. Revolutionary items are very cheap and easily manipulatable, so the most important thing is to get a variety of important substats. For progressing players and veterans, I think PvE HP armor is the best pick for all 4 selectors. Then we come to the purple section for the normal hero selectors. I will show you 5 of the normal heroes who I feel will have the most impact on your game, and they are Spina, Seek, Bidam, Helena, and Hayong. Spina and Bidam are very strong DPSs and have their niche in different modes against different bosses. Seek, who has been revamped, is now a very important single target damage buffer and is crucial for most competitive PvE modes. Helena herself is a siege defense specialist, and she helps a great deal in making your hard difficulty auto run much easier. Siege defense is an extremely important mode for any player. Hayong is a healer who has more defensive capabilities and is used to a much larger extent now than Lina. These other heroes are also important, but they are not heroes who can immediately make a difference in your gameplay. Of course, Snipper and Espada are exceptions since they directly affect your World Boss scores and are considered World Boss specific heroes. Lastly, we have Shane and Evans, who are the first 2 normal heroes to be Mythical Awakened, so if you do not have a Shane, you may want to use the final Awakened normal hero selector to get her. So just to talk about the 4 pets given to you briefly, Richo and Yu are both PvE pets, and while they are both currently outclassed by Kale and Karam, they are still decent to be used and to increase your output damage. Getting them at 6 star is really an amazing freebie. Joe and Pike are both pets that provide debuff resistance and can definitely be used in both PvP and PvE, but primarily in PvP. Lastly, I just want to highlight the specific users for Gold and Rubies and T-Stones, Transcendent Stones, especially for new and returning players. The best usage for Gold is listed here in order of priority. Upgrading your formation, defensive and offensive formation at least to level 40, hero building, awakening your heroes, unlocking their item slots, unlocking their exclusive item, and of course, regular power-ups and rank-ups. The third will be to power up your items and transcend them, and the fourth is actually to unlock special traits and upgrade these special traits, which actually costs about 2.2 million per special trait, so it's a lot of gold needed. If you need more gold, remember to farm in 820 on hot time, and if you need help with farming, I have an entire farming playlist linked above. As for Ruby usage, the top priority is to boost your masteries and to complete at least up to page 3. Without masteries, your damage output is going to be way below maximum capability, and that is something that won't benefit you at all. After you have completed page 3, then you may, Want to complete page 4? Surprise. Okay, fine, you can definitely go do some gacha pulls every now and then, but remember to focus on what is important first, okay? For T-stones, I have made a couple of videos on this already, and I strongly recommend you to check them out because this currency is one of the newest but also one of the most important to give you super fast progress in the first 2 months of your game. Your priority is transcending PvE gear because it is super cheap, and go on to build better equipment for your PvP. So I have one final chart for all new and returning players to kind of give you a better idea and guide you to what you can pick, assuming you are super new or super outdated, and this will help you get a good head start again. And that's all I have for the new jumping check-in event video. If you are unsure about some of the recommendations, feel free to leave your doubts in the comments and I will definitely get to them. Be sure to subscribe for more helpful guides. Thank you so much and I'll see you